mission to regain that throne. With our soldiers on the field, we're getting deep in the zone. Giving that CCC, classy Cowboys content. Angry Cowboys fan is who we win. Angry Cowboys fan. Getting that CCC, classic Cowboys content. Angry Cowboys fan is who you win. Angry Cowboys fan.
How about them Cowboys?
Angry Cowboys fan. Oh, on to battle. Hey, hey. Stone chest beats we never sell. America's team through thick and thin. Hey, hey. When the sun shines bright, that's when we win. Angry Cowboys fan.
Yo, yo, yo. What's going on, Cowboys Nation and Angry Cowboys fans around the world? Y'all know who it is. It's your man, the Angry Cowboys fan. And welcome to Friday's episode of the Angry Cowboys fan live stream. It's the podcast. We going live, y'all, where we talk about all of our raw and uncut, not just my own. But like Jay-Z always says, y'all could be anywhere in the world, but you're here with me, and I appreciate that. But y'all know how we do before we get into these live streams and everything. Oh my goodness, am I over here? Dang, boy, I hate Restream. I hate Restream, but that's the only thing I can afford. But before we get into these live stream real quick, let me go ahead and bring the chat up on the screen. Say what's up to the chat. Somebody knocking at my front door? Okay, somebody knocking at my front door. I don't know who it is. But anyway, what's going on with the chat? What's going on? The basement boys in the house. Sin Spin in the house. What's going on, Sin Spin? We got to get on live at some we got to get on records at some point. Hey, what's going on with you? What's the deal? JVB boy in the house. Kelvin Hicks in the house. Big time show. What's going on? And Darian Denton over on Facebook. What's the deal, my friend? How's everybody doing? Well, it's a good Friday for me. I hope it's a good Friday for each and every one of you guys. But I want to talk a little bit of Dallas Cowboys talk before we head into the weekend. So we face the Washington Commanders, Just want to give my spiel real quick. I'm going to have a breakdown on that. It's going to be a video. So y'all make sure that if you're not subscribed, go ahead, subscribe so you can get ready to watch that with us. You know what I'm saying? But I did see one thing, and I actually wanted to bring it to light, Cowboys Nation, before we actually get into everything. I saw something from ESPN. It was the Talking Heads over on First Take, and they were talking about CeeDee Lamb coming back and everything, but now they're talking about Micah Parsons being held in Green Bay. I mean, real talk. They're talking about Micah Parsons and the holding penalties that the officials are not calling because he's in Green Bay. Where were you guys, 4 years ago? Since Micah Parsons has entered this damn league, they've been holding him. The whole time he was a Dallas Cowboy. That's what we were saying. Yo, he's being held. He's being held. Please call the play. Blah, blah, blah. They didn't do it. But now that he's a Green Bay Packer, y'all gonna go over and on the 4 and 3 letter networks and vouch for him? Come on, man. Get out of here, man. Get out of here. Now he's not a Dallas Cowboy. He's gonna need all the help that he can get. So y'all just gonna vouch for him on the holding penalties. Where was that energy when he was a Dallas Cowboy? That's all I gotta say, Cowboys Nation. That's all I gotta say on that topic. But I just thought it was funny that I seen a thumbnail on YouTube from from First Take saying that. Like, man, y'all should have had that energy 3-4 years ago. But what I really want to talk to you guys about, I want to get y'all's take on it because I put a video out about it, and that is the 4-year plan. The 4-year plan by Jerry Stephen, even in hiring Brian Schottenheimer, the 4-year plan. And I believe that the 4-year plan is everything is attached to Brian Schottenheimer now. CeeDee Lamb's contract, Dak Prescott's contract, all of that. Your star players on this team are kind of locked in with the whole Brian Schottenheimer regime. So I take this as being a 4-year plan. And I put a video out earlier today, and it was just talking about how Cowboys Nation wants the Dallas Cowboys to just go all in for this year, to just do whatever they got to do to go all in this year when this year's not really the plan. I don't believe, in my heart of hearts, I don't believe that Jerry and Stephen Jones hired Brian Schottenheimer with the sole purpose of going to the Super Bowl in year one. They didn't do it. They hired him for a 4-year contract, pretty much saying, if you can get this far within 4 years, then everything's good. I believe that's why we're not seeing so much aggression when it comes to, like, everybody knows in Cowboys Nation that Matt Eberflus is really not gelling with this system. But I have a feeling because of this 4-year plan that they're going to give him the rest of the year to figure it out. This is what this year was all about. It was an evaluation period for Jerry and Stephen Jones. Evaluate Brian Schottenheimer as the head coach and the offensive play caller and coordinator. See how that goes. And I mean, I know Clayton Adams is the official offensive coordinator, but Brian Schottenheimer's making the scheme and calling the calls. So they want to see that. They want to see the underlings, the position coaches, and see if they have success at their position. On the offensive side of the ball, it's success, Cowboys Nation. It is success. One of the top 3 offenses in the league right now. So that is a success. Where we're failing is the defensive side. But because of that whole Wade Phillips situation and Jason Garrett and Jerry Jones thinking that he let go of Wade Phillips way too early, he won't do another coaching adjustment in the middle of the season. I think he needs to get out of that box. I think he needs to get out of that box. Right now, we're going into week 7, and we are 7 weeks into the NFL season, and our defense looks as if it's the first game of the season. And we got to do something about that. The Dallas Cowboys brass has to do something about that, whether it's getting rid of Matt Eberflus or just sitting Matt Eberflus in a room just like, yo, what is the problem? Is the problem communication between you and your defense? Is the problem talent on your defense? Because I don't know if I really don't know if talent is a problem. Yes, we do need some pieces. Don't get it twisted. And I'm going to talk about that in the live as well. But we do need some pieces, Cowboys Nation. But I feel like the core is here. I know that Trayvon Diggs, he's not going to be playing this game against the Washington Commanders. And, we'll talk about that as well. But as far as the bodies that you have here, the Deron Blanche, Trayvon Diggs, Tyler Smith, CeeDee Lamb, Dak Prescott, Cooper Beebe now, your core's here. The only thing that you have to do is really figure out the role players. And I know that it was a joke when Stephen Jones said it. And y'all know me. I be on their heads. I be on their mops. Real talk. But what Stephen Jones said, y'all remember him talking about being selectively aggressive? I believe that's a thing, Cowboys Nation. I truly believe that's a thing. Being selectively aggressive in who you bring into this organization. Because if it's willy-nilly, you end up with somebody like Jack Sanborn that may be a good linebacker, but just really doesn't fit what's going on in Cowboys Nation within the Dallas Cowboys. And I know Matt Eberflus is the coach that he had in Chicago, but right now, for some reason, you're butting heads with the scheme that you're trying to bring from Chicago down to the Dallas Cowboys. You're bumping heads. So it has to be figured out. And I believe that if we're selectively aggressive over time, and I know Cowboys Nation doesn't want to hear overtime, but over these 4 years, I see this Dallas Cowboys team progressing. That's what it's all about. It's all about progression. It's not getting into this first year and boom, we're Super Bowl bound. This year is pretty much to show you what Cowboys Nation has under Matt Eberflus, what Cowboys Nation has under Brian Schottenheimer. But would it be cool for the Dallas Cowboys to, finally get it, hit a spark, and then just take off from here? Absolutely. Absolutely. But we got to be realistic with ourselves, Cowboys Nation. We got to be realistic. I don't know anybody who thought that we were going to make it to a Super Bowl, but there is that small group in Cowboys Nation that believes that we're one move away from making it to a Super Bowl, that we're one move away from actually winning a Super Bowl. I believe that's why the picks are burning holes in people's pockets, because they see that if we make a move here, we could get better. But I'm a firm believer that it's going to take multiple moves in order for this team to get better. I mean, the offensive side of the ball, it's great. We're only going to be adding dogs to the depth of the offensive side of the ball. But as far as the defensive side of the ball, there is more than one move that needs to be made. We are more than an edge rusher, an elite talent at the edge rusher position to actually make it in a deep playoff run. I truly believe that we need a linebacker, a middle linebacker, a Mike linebacker, somebody that DeMarvion Overshown and Maurice Leofau can play off of, somebody that can really run that defense and make wide receivers that's trying to go through the middle regret their decision. We need somebody like that. We need somebody that can help this defensive line in the run fits. Just be able to determine where that run's going to go in and the gap that it's going to go and hit the gap. No questions asked, with all of your might, with all of your force. We need a linebacker like that. And honestly, with this whole Trayvon Diggs situation that's just went down now, I mean, he's going to be out for the Washington Commanders game with a concussion. That's making me wonder, like, do we need somebody to step in? Do we need to bring somebody, a veteran presence? Because like the past 3 years, Trayvon Diggs has been so unreliable. And I'm not saying get rid of Trayvon Diggs or anything like that. We know what Diggs can be at his height, but man, he has to get through these injuries, Cowboys Nation. Real talk. Trayvon Diggs got to get through these injuries, because if he don't, it's going to be hard for him to even have another contract to work on. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be hard for him to get that top dollar that he pretty much deserves when he is a healthy cornerback in your game. But with all these injuries, dang, man, you lucky to make the bare minimum. But I know I got a few people in Cowboys Nation that say trade Trayvon Diggs as well. I've seen so many people talking about trading our pillars, trading our key guys from this team. But then those same people will talk about not wanting to blow up the roster and just adding to it. I'm like, man, I'm seeing Trayvon Diggs, trade Trayvon Diggs. I'm also seeing people talk about, and I did a video on it yesterday, trading George Pickens. Like, why? Why would you want to trade away another weapon for future draft capital? Why would you want to do that? Right now, you're sitting on the 2 number 1 draft picks that you have for 26 and 27, and obviously the ones that you have going into the draft. You want, and don't get it twisted, for George Pickens, I mean, he was a 2nd-round draft pick. You gave up a 3rd-round draft pick for him, and you could possibly get a 1st-round draft pick for him, but you're doing a lot of gambling. You're doing a lot of gambling, Cowboys Nation. Like, if you trade him and you get a 1st-round pick, now cool, we got 3 1st-round picks in the 2026 draft. What will we do with them? Probably getting, another offensive tackle or something. But I mean, an offensive guard. But I mean, what would you really do with them? And how is that helping your team right now? How is that helping your team? I know people are saying, well, CD Lamb, he going to be back so CD Lamb can put the damn game all on his shoulders now. You know what I'm saying? And we're going to put it right back on CD Lamb, where that was the issue going into the year. That was the issue going in, to the OTAs and the mini camps and stuff like that. Like, we need a wide receiver too. Now that we have one, we're looking at trading him to get another first round draft pick. Man, at some point we're going to have to realize that the cheap way is not the way that we should be going. Not at this point. And frankly, I would love to pay my wide receiver 1 and 2 and quarterback pretty much the top money of the team. And then those same people who talk about trading George Pickens, they talk about it because we don't have enough pie. We ain't got enough salary cap dollars. How did they expect to sign Micah Parsons when that time came? Those same people bitch and complain about not signing Micah Parsons, but then saying that we don't have enough money to sign George Pickens. And then when I talk about restructuring, Dak Prescott, CeeDee Lamb's deal, Tyler Smith's deal, restructuring those deals to be able to get the money for George Pickens, then the whole argument is, oh, we kicking the can down the road again. Oh, man. Like, who cares? Kick that mug. Kick it down the street as far as you can kick that mug. Real talk. Because that's what every single team does in the NFL. Ain't nobody going in there with a clear conscience as far as the salary cap. Nobody's doing that. Everybody has something that they're paying on, future things that they're paying on, void years that they're paying on. Why is it that the Dallas Cowboys can't do that for some reason? Or it's an issue that they do that? No, Cowboys Nation. Free up some dollars. That's what you got to do. Free up some dollars, get George Pickens signed, and worst comes to worst, you put George Pickens on the franchise tag. You don't let him walk out of the building during this 4-year plan. If they could get George Pickens for another 3 years, they'd love it. They'd love it. But I know that he ain't going to go for it. His agent ain't going to go for it. And yes, David Mulugeta is a part of his agency, but his agent's name's Trevor something, Trevor Brown or Trevor something. But his agent's name's Trevor, and he gets his, he gets his back and forth with David Mulugeta. So David Mulugeta is not the main guy that people are going to have to, that Jerry and Steven are going to have to negotiate with in the George Pickens situation. But you can't change. I mean, you can't trade a game changer, Cowboys Nation. You just can't do it. We've done it. We've done it, trading a game changer in Micah Parsons. We're going to turn around and do it again? How about you start adding to your game changers instead of taking away from them? How about you add to CeeDee Lamb instead of, here's CeeDee Lamb, here's George Pickens. Oh, no, we're going to trade him. No. That's out of the cards, Cowboys Nation. You add to that. Like, okay, if Jalen Tolbert doesn't work out, you allow Jalen Tolbert to walk out the front door. Now you have added to that to where you have Kavontae Turpin, you have Jonathan Mingo, you have some people in the depth behind CeeDee Lamb and behind George Pickens. You don't want to take away from that. So I am definitely out on trading George Pickens during this whole 4-year plan, to keep it a buck. I'm out on it. But I do believe that we need somebody in the backfield. We need somebody at the running back position. I know Javonte Williams is a dog at what he does, but the way Brian Schottenheimer came into that whole press conference and he was talking about Phil Maffa, and the first one, like the padded practice when they first started, and we saw Phil Maffa, and Schottenheimer was blown away. Till today, till that press conference where he was talking about, well, we're going to be going out there and looking at running back. But he pretty much said you couldn't put his eggs in the basket of Phil Maffa. And I'm like, well, what happened? You know what I'm saying? Like, what happened to make you want to change your whole philosophy on Phil Maffa right now? Is he still injured? Is that shoulder still hurting him? Because, man, you were pumped up at the beginning of the season for Phil Maffa. Even in the preseason, when we saw him run and we saw him getting those dirty yards, like, we was pumped up for Phil Maffa. So what changed? And I know people are talking about Alvin Kamara and bringing Alvin Kamara in for a cup of coffee, trying to trade for him and everything. Alvin Kamara done went on record and said that he don't want to leave New Orleans. He said that if he gets traded from New Orleans, then they can go ahead and get the martinis ready because he's going to retire. So is that somebody that the Dallas Cowboys really want to try and trade for? I know we need a running back. We need somebody to help complement Javonte Williams, because if you don't complement Javonte Williams right now, you're going to burn him out. And even if the Dallas Cowboys were to get to the playoffs this year, year one, you're going to burn out your RB1 to where he's not going to be a factor in the playoffs. So right now, I believe like Boss Cowboy and everybody got the hashtag for the running back, that we need to get a running back right now. And I completely agree with him. Get another running back. I know we got Malik Davis and, we got Jadon Blue, even though Jadon Blue hasn't made me a believer yet. And I know we got some people in here that are Texas Longhorns fans and everything, but Jadon Blue hasn't made me a believer. Jadon Blue needs more reps. He needs more time in the game. He just needs more time with the first team before we can actually hang our hats on Jadon Blue, Cowboys Nation. So he has to show me some stuff. Maybe he can show me some stuff against the Washington Commanders this coming week. But hey, who knows? Who knows, Cowboys Nation? But I would also like to see the Dallas Cowboys trade for a defensive player this year. In the 4-year plan, Cowboys Nation, the 4-year plan is to build on this team and try not to take away. The only thing that we're going to try to take away is the fat that's not needed. Trim the fat off and continue to add dogs this year, going into next year, and so on. And I know some fans, they got mad at me. Stop putting Brian Schottenheimer's name in the same sentence with Jimmy Johnson. I got to. Cowboys Nation, because if they were old enough, if they in their 50s and their 60s, you were saying the same thing about Jimmy Johnson whenever it was Tom Landry getting his job taken from him. Oh, we don't want Jimmy Johnson in here. Man, I ain't no Dallas Cowboy fan anymore. They getting rid of Landry and everything. What about the hat? Blah, 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 blah. They said that until Jimmy Johnson came in here, had a crappy season, and then built upon it, and eventually got a Super Bowl. Now Jimmy's untouchable in Cowboys Nation. He was given that chance to do something. And Brian Schottenheimer needs to be given that exact same chance, because right now, even with the record that we have, 2-3-1, with the record that Brian Schottenheimer has, he's having a better year than Jimmy Johnson in his first year as the Dallas Cowboys head coach. I'm just going to keep it a buck with you. Already beaten his record, the 1-15 record that he had the first year. So I guess my thing is, like, why is it that Cowboys Nation expects this team this year to get it done this year? Why is it that everybody is like so gung ho trying to throw everything into the middle of the table that next year doesn't count? Oh, well, Dak Prescott could get hurt. Dak Prescott could get hurt this year. Dak Prescott could get hurt after you trade your first round pick for the person that you want to trade him for. All these what ifs, if what if was a fifth, we all be drunk. You know what I'm saying, Cowboys Nation? So, on both sides of the fence, I can understand that you cannot work off what ifs. You can't work off what if we keep them picks and then the first round draft pick that we draft is a bust. What if he's not? You know what I'm saying? And people will lean to, well, we spent the first round on Tyler Booker. Where's Tyler Booker right now? Man, we can't go there, just for the simple fact, like, did we know that the man was going to get hurt? Did he know that he was going to get hurt? It's not like we drafted him and his talent fell completely off of a cliff or something. The brother got hurt. You know what I'm saying? So we have to chalk that up. We have to take it with a grain of salt and just know that when he comes back healthy, he is going to be an impact for this team, because he was an impact for that offensive line before he got hurt. And then on top of that, you got Cooper Beebe that's hurt. So there's so many question marks with this team. So many what ifs. Like, what if these people get healthy and they're able to come back and actually have an impact? Cooper Beebe comes back, has an impact. Booker comes back, has an impact. But we go out and we trade for these people because we need them right now, knowing that we have somebody that's ready to come back and take that position. And I think that's why Jerry and Stephen Jones aren't really moving. They're not really moving right now, because it's like, okay, let's say if we take angry Cowboys fans' advice and we go get a cornerback. We got Kalen Carsons. We got Siobhan Revel Jr. coming back. We have cornerbacks that are coming back that are slated to be good cornerbacks if they just are given the chance. But my thing is, these cornerbacks need to learn under somebody. Yes, we have Deron Bland. He just signed his first contract, his first contract other than his rookie contract. So I really don't consider him that mentor yet. You know what I'm saying? Trayvon Diggs, yeah, he signed his first deal before, and he's going into a second deal. But the thing is, the best ability is availability, Cowboys Nation. So I can't have my leader constantly missing games. So that's why I feel that they should go after a cornerback. And, an edge rusher, yes, go for an edge rusher and a linebacker. Those are the three places that I would go and try to fill so that we could come in next year and be ready to go. You know what I'm saying? The only thing that we're missing is a draft class that Matt Eberflus is really involved in. Yes, he came into this whole organization before the draft this year, but I don't think he was able to get his feet wet really in the draft. I think this year coming up, and I know people get tired, man, it's always next year. It's always next year. But when he's able to have a good draft underneath him, draft some pieces that he can use that can really, get acclimated to his system right off, then I see this defense making another jump. But this year, Cowboys Nation, I hate to tell you this, and after I tell you this, we're gonna go ahead and go to the chat, answer y'all questions, put the link up in there and everything. Put the link up in the chat so y'all can come up, spit y'all raw and uncut. But Cowboys Nation, I hate to be the bearer of bad news. But this year was let's see what we got this year. That's what this year was all about. Let's see what we have in our coaching staff. Let's see what we have in the players that we have, who we need to take away, what we need to add, and then we can move from there. Year 2, year 3, year 4. It's not all about year 1 right now, Cowboys Nation. But let me go ahead and go to the chats real quick, see what everybody talking about. Everybody just saying, what's up, what's up, what's up, what's up? All right, yeah, JV, man, it's a concussion. Trayvon Diggs got a concussion, came into the building with concussion-like symptoms, so they pretty much brought him into the blue tent, before the game even started, and he might be ruled out because of a concussion. Dang, boy, what are you doing outside of the building, Trayvon Diggs, that you got a concussion, that you walked into the building with a concussion? Did you have a concussion from last game and now they're just seeing it? If that's the case, Cowboys Nation, then something is absolutely wrong in that scenario. If you are just coming in the building on Friday and you had concussion symptoms from last game or even practice on Thursday, something's wrong. Something's wrong, real talk. Yo, Joe, what's going on? All the way from Italy. Yo, I appreciate you tuning in. What time is it over there? What time is it? Hopefully it ain't too early or too late for you. Kelvin Hicks, ain't nobody on this defense worth their deal if Diggs and Micah wasn't worth it, in my opinion. Woo! Ooh. Ain't nobody on this defense worth their deals if Diggs and Micah wasn't worth it. I think Deron Bland's worth his deal. I do. I believe also Diggy was worth his deal. But if we can add some pieces to that, if we can add some pieces to Osa, if we can add some pieces to the dogs that we have, I believe that this defense can really step it up. And it's also, the comprehension of the scheme. Eberflus, if your scheme is not registering with these people, get with your defense. See what your defense does well and add to it. I just don't get it. I don't get it, Kevin. Real talk. Oh, let's see. Hey, Coyote in the building. Yeah, what's going on with you, Coyote? And Joe says, Diggs getting hurt at home is like getting fired on your day off. Real talk. What'd you do, Diggs? He went to the skating rink, fell and bumped his head. Now he got a concussion. Bro, come on now. We rooting for you to get healthy. We ain't picking on you or anything like that. Don't come for me in the chats if you see my damn live, please. All I'm saying is keep yourself number one. Keep yourself healthy, Diggs, please. We need you. Now more than ever, we need you. Man, yeah, that's right. No point in trading Diggs for what? Real talk. You ain't really gonna get much from him. I mean, his availability not being there, you're really not gonna get much for Diggs. So there would be no reason in trading him. The basement boys, yo, I'd like to get your perspective on this. He says, I ain't trading nobody on this team. And I'm with you. I'm with you. I'm feeling the same way. I'm not trading anybody until I see what's going on in year one. You know, if Sam Williams is playing the way he's playing and he's participating in social media posts like he's doing, I might want to rethink extending him for the Dallas Cowboys. I mean, real talk. But that's just me. Sam Williams, don't come beat me up, please. That's just my take on it. Shoot. He said Pickens is getting paid by the Cowboys. Trust that. See, that's what I'm thinking. Like with CD Lamb going out, that was the best thing to happen for the Dallas Cowboys. And that was the best thing to happen for George Pickens himself. He was able to put on display the fact that he is indeed a wide receiver one. He's not a 1A. He's not a 1B. He's not a 2. He is a 1. And he should be getting paid accordingly. But the thing is, if it were me, I'd pay him what I paid CD Lamb. I'd pay him what I paid CD Lamb at the point where he's going to be looking to get a contract. Obviously, that's not going to be wide receiver 1, 2, 3, or even probably 4 money. But, you know, I'm just like, listen, bro, you can get that here. There's no state tax in Dallas, blah, blah, blah. The jock tax, you ain't gonna have to pay for it. Don't worry about that. But if you go to another team and they tack on 7 million more, like kind of like they did the Micah Parsons trade, just know that them taxes is gonna whoop you. Them taxes are gonna whoop you, and you're gonna end up with the same pay that we offering you right here. So, and plus, I think that George Pickens likes it in Dallas. I believe that he likes it in Dallas. He likes the fact that he has a franchise quarterback in Dallas, a competent franchise quarterback in Dak Prescott. No matter what the haters want to tell you, no matter how Stephen A. Smith want to spin it, he got a dog throwing him the ball. And then when CD Lamb comes back, CD Lamb is projected to play against the Washington Commanders this week. But when he comes back, you got 2 dogs out on the field. Stop us. Real talk. And that should excite Jerry Jones. That should make it exciting. Like, look at the 2 guys I got. Because I tell you one thing, I believe that the reason why they didn't really prioritize the run game in the draft, as well as prioritize the defense, and they can just sit back on their laurels on their defense, because they know that offense is exciting. They know that offense sells out seats. They sell out seats anywhere you go. Offense, you throwing the ball 40, 50, 60 yards down the field, that's more exciting than a sack. That's more exciting than an interception. You know what I'm saying? That's more exciting. A bomb to George Pickens or a bomb to CD Lamb is more exciting than a Javonte Williams 50-yard touchdown run to the Cowboys. Real talk, to the Cowboys. But let me go ahead real quick. Put this link in there. Hoodie Kush begging for the link. I'll put the link in there real quick so y'all can come up, give y'all raw and uncut. And remember, let me see something real quick. Click all scenes is okay. Whatever you are talking about. But if you come up here, please show me your face. Show me your face. Then you can go ahead and get off of the camera if you want to, but show me your face and let it be known if JB the Cowboys fan in here. I'm giving people the floor. They ain't taking over my show. I'm just giving them the floor, okay? All right, here go the link. Wow. Link is in the chat. Cowboys Nation, if you want to come up, spit your raw and uncut, by all means do so. But please have that respect to show your face when you first come up. And have respect for your fellow man whenever they're trying to land their plane. You know what I'm saying? And speaking of landing the plane and everything, I'm going to try and get a very, very knowledgeable cowboy content creator. He is over here on YouTube, but his YouTube is criminally underappreciated. Criminally. I'm going to get your guy Nix on here. Your guy Nix he has a plethora of knowledge about the Dallas Cowboys, about football in general. So I'm going to get him on the show. I'd love to get him as well as Jay Tuck on the show, because them boys together, woo, boy, y'all would love it, Cowboys Nation. Y'all would love it, Angry Cowboys fans. But we're going to go ahead and get Hoodie Kush in here, see what he got going on with the topic. What's going on, Hoodie?
What's going on with everybody, man? I know I've been MIA for the past week or so. I had a lot going on, birthday and purchases and family.
It's your
But
birthday?
I was here. Well, it was Saturday.
Happy birthday, Hoodie Kush.
Gracias. Turned 44 Saturday, so I'm feeling extra old this year.
44 years young, baby.
Indeed. I wish my joints and bones and everything else felt that young, but it's really
I
not.
feel you.
But hey, man, that's life, right? You know what I mean? We
Yes,
age,
sir.
especially if you was an athlete, you start breaking down.
You ain't. Ugh, it sucks.
Yes, it does, but it is what it is. I wanted to address something. This talk about trading George Pickens. Why are we doing this? Why are we? Voch Lombardi says a lot about redundancies. All right.
Shout
And
out
what
to
I'm
Voch
seeing,
Lombardi.
shout out to Voch Lombardi, shout out to Crown Media, Crown Global Media.
Crown Global Media, shout out to him.
He talks about a lot of redundancies, and one of the things that I noticed when it comes to this wide receiver room is a host of redundancies, and I like it.
Okay,
See,
elaborate.
sometimes say it again.
Elaborate.
Okay, so redundancies. So we know CD Lamb is in a class of his own. You know what I'm saying? We're seeing George Pickens also being in a class of his own. But here's the thing. There are similarities to George Pickens, even though there's also similarities to CD Lamb. Let's take one, Mr. Ryan Flanoy. Who else do you trust to take a end around besides CD Lamb? Ryan Flanoy.
I would trust Kevontae Turpin on it too.
I mean, that goes without saying. That's right. Kevontae Turpin. You know what I'm saying? He's not your redundancy.
Right.
You know
let me bring Kel in here real quick so he can get in on this too.
What's up, guys? Y'all can hear me?
There we go.
What's the deal?
We can hear you.
All right. So that before we go forward, last time I was in here, I got a little upset because somebody talked about Alex out of body. I'm going to hold myself to a higher standard than chat this time and not snap out. But I will say, if anybody talks about my family or my kids,
bro, you got the mic when that happened.
That
you got the mic when that happened.
Yeah, that goes without saying, bro. Like, there's no argument there. I feel the same way. Like, it's one thing. It's one thing we want.
I don't care what it's about. That's what this means.
Grown. You know what I'm saying? We're grown, so we want to be respectful. But at the same time, when we're talking sports, like, I might shoot a shot at Angry, and Angry might shoot a shot at me. You know what I'm saying? But it's not like we're being disrespectful.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we're talking sports, we're just having a little fun, jesting a little bit. But once you bring someone's, livelihood into the equation, that's when all bets are off.
I don't care if it's trolling or not. I don't care. Like I said, I should hold myself to a better standard because I allow myself to be seen on the screen. But at the same time, I don't care if it's your homeboy or if you just bantering. I didn't bring your kids up. I bring your family up. Don't bring mine up.
Yes,
I don't care if it's a simple question. I didn't ask you no simple question about your kids.
Exactly.
Leave it at that.
And
it's
absolutely,
sport. Keep it at sport.
My bad as even the host of what's going on to even let that slide. That won't happen again.
Yeah, that was irreprehensible in where I'm sitting, because I too am a father. So just like Angry, you know what I'm saying? We're all dads here, you know what I'm saying? And we hold our children in high regard. We hold our families at high regard. So I get where you're coming from, homie. You know what I'm saying? I completely agree with you. You know what I'm saying?
So let's get back to football.
Let's get back to football, huh? All right.
Yeah.
So
let's get back to football. My bad, Hoodie. I actually cut you off, but you go ahead and continue to go if you can remember where you was at.
Yeah. So, like, speaking on Voch and his thoughts on redundancy. Like I was saying, there's redundancies with, not complete redundancies with CD Lamb, not complete redundancies with George Pickens. But if you look at the other two receivers we have, one on the way back, You can see the redundancy, and it's not a bad thing. Again, who else other than Cavante Turpin, but he's not in this equation, who do you trust to run an end and around? Ryan Flournoy seems like he fits the bill because every time he's ran an end and around, it's been 5 to 12 yards. You know what I'm saying? Every time he's touched the ball, it's been almost a first down.
His
So
body
he's getting
fits
you
it.
exactly. So then now we look at George Pickens, a high pointer, you know what I'm saying, big body, deep threat. Jonathan Mingo is literally that. You know what I'm saying? He might have a bigger frame, but he's literally that. So it's like, where does Jalen Tolbert fit in? He doesn't.
Doesn't.
He doesn't.
Like we've been
I
screaming
know.
this since
I know.
preseason.
I
I've
know.
been
Go,
screaming
no,
this
go
since
ahead.
he was. I was screaming this since he was freaking put into this offense. What is his purpose? Remember the? Hey, I'm gonna bring up
I'll sit
something,
back
and
and watch the
I'm
shit
sure
show.
this
Enjoy.
happened. This happened a few years ago. There was a picture that came out that showed Dak Prescott, posing one way with Tolbert's like, like all that. I'm like looking around, like, what's so good about this tandem? Like this tandem has done nothing. You over here trying to hype yourself up. Like, bruh, show me on the field. And every single time he's put on the field, he gets muscled.
Let me put this in perspective for you. How much consistency have you seen? How many games of consistent play have you seen from Ryan Flournoy this season? 3. 3 very good, consistent games of playing football. The Chicago game, granted, he didn't get many opportunities because, Chicago
It's
was doing what
Chicago.
they was doing what they
We're
did.
gonna just say it's Chicago.
You look at the Jets game, I mean, it speaks for itself. It speaks for itself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then you look at the pass game. Look at the pass game against Carolina. He was still consistent in his play. The end around, granted, it wasn't a first down this time. It was a 7-yard run. Still a positive play, right? And he's taking hits and continuing to move forward. Now, I'll ask you, panel, the 3 of you, chat, please chime in. How many times have you seen Jalen Tolbert in 6 games get hit and gain yards? I can.
I was just about to, I was gonna say this, but I remember that one play. So yeah, one.
Yeah.
I
Other than
remember
that,
that.
if he gets blown on, he's hitting the ground.
Whoa.
Like, like, look, Tolbert is what, 6'1", 6'2", 186, soaking wet.
Yeah, I mean,
If you're playing a scheme that plays into that lanky form where he's running like outbound crossers and high post routes, or
Mhm.
even short even short routes that just makes it so that he has to get skinny, cool. But we don't play that scheme. Our
mhm,
scheme is, hey, you're supposed to be the better person. Run through him.
yeah,
And he can't.
Run your routes and run through them.
He can't.
And he
He
can't.
can't. And here's the crazy part. He
Even
only
with
had
that
one
scramble,
good
that
game this season. He only had one
even
good game this season. Who was that against? The Green Bay Packers.
like Tober is like the only reason Tober is getting shine is because during a scramble drill, Dak is going to look for 2 things: a tight end and his most trusted instinctual catcher.
I'm
At
not
that time, is Tolbert.
I'm not going to argue. I'm not going to say that Tolbert. Nobody in the NFL is trash. You don't make
Mm-mm.
it to the
right.
NFL being trash, whether you come from
You're
small
top
school or
2%.
big school. You know what I'm
You're,
saying?
you're
You're
top
top
2%.
2% of the guys who come out of college every year. So I'm not going to say you're trash. Does he fit this scheme well?
No,
Is he physical is he physical when it comes to getting out of his routes?
no.
Eh,
See, Tolbert, he's physical. He can take a hit, but he's not that physical type that can throw physicality.
But
You know what I'm saying? He can
see,
take the hit, but he can't like put up the blocks on a bubble screen.
but we seen the dude. We seen the
if
dude
he
do
was
it.
actually good, he wouldn't have to worry about if he can hit if he has if he can take a hit or not, because you be able to beat out your blocks. You be able to beat out your DB who's guarding you. You should have been able to beat him out. This is what, year 4?
Yeah,
There's no excuse. There's none.
Well, this is the
Zero.
contract years.
I'm about to look up something real quick. But go ahead, continue.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to look up.
Okay, so I'll take over for half a second. I'm not good
Thank
at
you, brother.
All
numbers.
means.
But if we're going to talk about receivers and everything else, ladies and gentlemen, the main thing is, what do we do at number 4? Because number 3 is literally a swap out. Legitimate. It's a legitimate swap out between Flournoy and Turpin. And really, it really shouldn't even be a swap out. It should really be Flournoy. I'm gonna
Yeah,
be honest with you guys. It should just be Flournoy. Because I love Turpin. I love him to death. I really do. That body is no.
Turpin is your gadget. I mean, I don't want to
I'm
put
not
him in
even
the
putting him
box
at
of
gadget.
being the. I don't want to put him in the box of being just the gadget guy. He does
That's
have the ability
exactly.
to be that wide receiver 4,
Mhm.
but my thing is this: like you return my punch, you return my kicks, you play
How
wide
much is
receiver
too
for
much?
How
me.
much can is that? That's yeah.
Exactly. I
How
don't want
much
to
How
is
put
too
much is
too
much?
too
much
much?
on your plate to
Especially
where
after that hitting that
you're
Bears game.
injured again.
Yeah, especially after that hitting that Bears game. That was a monster
And
hit.
that's what I was saying.
Like
His body,
his
his
size
body
made
doesn't
it look
dictate.
even worse. His size made it look
Hmm.
worse. You know what I'm saying? Sort of
That
like
is a
what was
basic
that last
NFL
season
hit.
when Jaden Daniels got smacked. He was I can't remember who they were playing. He was trying to run it out, and it was the Chargers. He was trying to run it out of bounds, and somebody laid a hit on his thin ass, and it looked bad. It looked bad. You know what I'm saying? But this
I
is
ain't laughing. I ain't laughing at him getting hit. But
Yeah,
you just put it.
this is like he hit the hell out of that young man.
I am.
But this is what I wanted to look up. I wanted to look up Jalen Tolbert's average depth of separation.
Mm.
Jalen Tolbert has how many Super Bowl has how many touchdowns this year?
0.
Ugh. I mean, he led us last year, didn't he?
Okay, so I'm glad you said that. So last year, he had a 1-yard separation on a specific 4-yard touchdown, while the separation from the player profile shows his target separation against man coverage is
Abysmal.
0.36 yards.
I wasn't even going. Oh my! See, I was trying to give him the benefit of that out 1,
That's
but
9 inches,
dang,
bro. That's
See,
9 inches.
see what Tolbert is. He's not that handsy type of wide receiver that's gonna. You see the hand fighting that goes on between George Pickens and the defensive back, or CeeDee Lamb and the defensive back. Jalen Tolbert is that straight up line up and then try to run your route. You know,
but
once.
but that's the thing. Like, look, there's a reason why when you're playing football, one of the things we learn when we play football is fighting at the same time. You
Yes.
learn how to fight when you play football, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know who tells you that they don't, but a lot of us have learned playing when we play football because you learn how to move those hands, how to use those hands to get what you want.
Yep.
Period.
I, got-
So Jalen
I just
Tolbert is literally acting like he's just supposed to get a free release every single time.
Right. Right.
okay. So I just looked up something else from
Yeah. What's that?
somebody who's 2 years younger in the NFL. Dallas Cowboys wide receiver Ryan Flournoy has an average depth of target of 7.6 yards.
Now, are those end arounds helping them? Are those end arounds considered? Because I know jet passes are considered passes. Are end
I'm
arounds
glad you said
considered
that.
runs?
I'm glad you said that. In the 2025 season, Flournoy's stats reveal his primarily used on shorter and intermediate routes, right? So his average yards after the catch is 5.8 yards per reception.
Mhm.
His average depth of target is 7.6 yards. So
Mhm.
over 7 yards, he's being targeted. He's at least getting 5.8 of that. He's at least bringing in 5.8 yards of reception. So if he's being targeted at 7.6, and then you add another 5, that's a first down every time.
So
Every
that's
time.
not, that's
Every
even
time.
so that is a yes to it, including in the rounds and
Catch
everything
rate.
else. And
He
he's
has a
still
high
getting
catch
you
rate
what you
and
want.
has yet to record a drop in 2025.
Phew.
Hey, let me just say what's going on to Miss Angie in the building and Miss Matrix in the building. How you ladies doing? Thank you for joining us on this Friday afternoon.
These stats indicate that Flournoy excels at winning close to the line of scrimmage and gaining yards after the catch rather than creating deep separation downfield.
So,
Did I say
like I
anything
said,
like that about Mr. Tolbert?
like I
No.
said,
Because
I
why?
said this on
Because he
Boss's
can't
show.
separate, bro. He can't even separate off the line of scrimmage. He can't.
Right.
Wow.
0.36 yards. That's 9
Yep.
inches of separation.
It's
9
like
Yep.
the rule.
That's
Look, the
nothing.
rule for a receiver, the rule of thumb should not be you press them, you win. If you like that, if that's your rule, that if that's the rule of thumb, when they see you at receiver, you fail as a receiver. You fail.
You're supposed to get it. I've seen last night. I watched Jamar. No, I'm not even going to bring up Jamar Chase. I want to bring up their third receiver, Yo Savage. He had a drop. He had a drop last night, I think, in the third quarter. Well, what did Joe Flacco do? What did they do? Yo Savage was playing the slot. He put one move on this man and killed him for 6 yards.
Mm.
One move. Granted, he's bigger. He's bigger than Tolbert. He has a bigger body than Tolbert, but he's still a 3.
Okay. Look, we've seen people with smaller bodies do better.
Jahan Dotson, Wandell
Look,
Robinson. The list goes
Steve
on.
Smith Jr.
The list goes on. And I'm talking about active dudes. You know what I'm saying?
And I mean,
yeah, Negri.
And I mean the people that everybody knows, like the style of receiver that rocks with Dak Prescott. And Dak Prescott likes those, beefier, tall, type of receivers, those 6'2" type of receivers. And I think that Jonathan Mingo, Ryan Flournoy, they really add to that. They really complement Dak Prescott, where I believe Jalen Tolbert was more of, this is the result of Dak Prescott. On
Mhm.
any other team,
Dare
Bro
I
might
say?
have been wide receiver 4 or even 5.
Dare I say Noah Brown? Dare I say Cedric
Right.
Wilson?
Facts.
Noah
And
Brown
that's
was
crazy
cooking me
to
on
say because
Madden.
Cedric Wilson was more physical than him.
I like Ced, man.
I
I
did.
liked
I love
Ced when he
I
Cedric
was with
love
the
said.
team.
I
Damn, I
wasn't
like
a fan of
Ced.
Noah, but Cedric Wilson, yeah, any day, anytime.
Because Cedric Wilson, he moonlighted as a quarterback in college as well. So, and they even did that end around to where Cedric Wilson actually threw the ball.
Yeah.
Like,
Mhm.
man, that
Not a
is
bad arm.
like, that's weaponry right there. Like,
He moves
like
on
getting
moves.
somebody like that is just, that's a cerebral type of move, because not only can he go out, catch the ball, he can be another weapon as far as throwing it as well.
Sure,
Like,
and he was. He
Mhm.
was. I'm sorry, he was.
It was great seeing him play
Yall
with
went down.
that.
He was definitely the person to step in. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then came Noah Brown. Like, people, let's understand something about Mr. Rain Dakota Prescott. A lot of these dudes would not have a job if Rain Dakota Prescott wasn't their quarterback. A lot of these, Noah Brown has a job because of Rain Dakota Prescott. He went from here to Houston to Washington. Okay,
Cole Beasley.
Cedric Wilson, Cole Beasley. Like, well,
Cole
no,
Beasley.
I'm not gonna say that about Cole, because Cole was a mainstay even with
Cole Beasley said it himself.
I get it, but he was still a mainstay with Romo. So
I'm not taking anything from him. I'm just saying Cole Beasley said it himself. He's like,
did Dak elevate him? Yes, yes. Tight
yeah.
end. Let's go down the list of tight ends. You know what I'm saying? If you really want, that's the thing about Rain Dakota Prescott. What you're seeing from him this year is not new. It's not. He finally has someone else other than CD.
that's what I'm mad about. People are like, oh, this brand new Dakota Prescott. I'm like, if you actually watched him, I mean, as an actual real Cowboy fan, this ain't new to us.
This ain't new. Ain't nothing
It's
new.
not. It's not new.
A lot of NFL players, real NFL players, they're like, this ain't nothing new. This is Dakota. This is Prescott. It's just y'all just now seeing this.
Every year when they do their PFF top 100s and Dak is on the list, you hear other players saying, "Yeah, that dude's dangerous." Like, you know what I'm saying?
That dude,
You hear
even when they did the list last year, him being injured, we still got to put him on there.
got to.
still.
I mean,
Still got to
like,
put him on there.
there's a reason this dude is not. He hasn't lasted 10 years on the same team. Say it
For
again.
no reason.
On the same team. How many teams have Kirk Cousins played for? How
And
many
that's
teams has
why I
Carson Stench
mean,
played for?
and
Carson
that's why
Stench
I
got drafted the
say
same year. Good.
But
bro is last of a dying breed. And people don't
mhm.
want to understand it or whatever. He is last of a dying breed because he has been with the team that drafted him, continues to be successful in said team that drafted him, and you're not seeing that. You're not seeing that. A lot of players are chasing the money. A lot of players don't even pan out. We don't even want to go into the 2016 draft and look at the quarterbacks that got drafted in that draft and see where they are now.
Carson
Like,
Wentz plays for Minnesota now. You know what I'm saying?
like,
Like, let's
Jared
be
bro,
Goff
real.
playing for Detroit. Like, let's think about this,
Look,
y'all. Like, I remember having arguments with Eagles fans. Y'all know I live in Eagles country. You know what I'm saying? But I remember having arguments with Eagles fans. Carson Wentz is so much better. He's going to have a better career than Dak.
nah.
4 teams later. I mean,
But
4
then
we
teams
you'll have,
waiting.
later.
but then
Like,
you'll have those people be like, he got a Super Bowl,
yeah, that his backup had to win.
right?
Because I'm going to
Right.
be
No,
honest.
wait. Hold on.
Let's make this clear. Let's make this
Remember,
clear.
Wentz got hurt. I'm not gonna throw that on Wentz. He got hurt. Let's just be real. He got hurt.
Okay, but I'm also going to throw this on Carson Stench. Yeah, that's his name, Carson Stench. He stinks it up.
I
Okay,
still don't like the Buckeye. I'm just
yeah,
saying.
I can't stand him. Here's another thing: like, if Carson Wentz never got injured, do you really think they win that Super Bowl?
No,
I don't
he had
know.
no leadership
I
qualities.
can say I do know they wouldn't have won that Super Bowl. They would not
I
have.
know for a fact they wouldn't.
I fully believe in my heart of hearts that on that stage, I think it would have just been a little bit too much for him. Would he have been competitive? Yes. But
Absolutely.
we all know the story of Carson Wentz. He was not for team. He was for him. Now, after the injury, that took everything away from him. Like he was scared. He was scared to do anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, so they had to move on. But if you ask me if they would have won it, even my brother is an avid Eagles fan. He's a diehard Eagles. We talk football every week. Even he had to agree. Even he was like, I'm going to be honest with you, bro. I doubt we would have won that Super Bowl with Carson Wentz. And that's not even a knock on him, though. Because let's be honest, he was the reason they got to the he was the reason they got to the playoffs. He was the reason. You know what I'm saying? It's just Nick Foles understood the assignment.
Yeah.
And
Dak got
sometimes
the
that's all
highest
you need.
payout ever. Angry. Dak got the highest payout ever. And see, I know people want to take into consideration the playoff record and the fact that we haven't made it to a playoff, made it to an NFC championship game or to a Super Bowl. But in all actuality, teams don't really look at that. Teams look at how the player plays in the regular season and the potential of him doing something in the postseason. It's kind of like the yearly awards, like Rookie of the Year, MVP, things like that. They don't pay attention to the playoffs. Us as fans, we're the ones, and the talking heads are the ones that pay attention to the playoff
Nothing
success.
matters unless they make it to an AFC championship. Not winning the chip, but making it to the AFC. So you want to be third. I don't know what the hell that is. What the hell is that?
What is what you on? You on
I'm hearing
Xbox
a
or you
bunch
on
of
PlayStation?
feedback. I'm hearing a bunch of feedback.
Yo, Kel, we can't hear you, bro.
Yeah, that's him. He's fizzing out.
Yeah, you fizzing out. He done up.
Like
He done chose to play the damn game and not stay on here. What's your problem, man? Nah, I'm joking with you, man. Have fun with your game, man.
and you
The
know what?
real
I do
ACF
gotta
if you on Xbox, bro.
I do gotta holler at you about your gameplay. You
Ah,
right. You was right. You was right when you said this.
what?
Here I am complaining about playing us constantly playing the zone, and I'm doing the same damn thing, and you wonder why you get gas. Like you playing the zone, bro. Like, I'm like, bro, get out of the zone. What are you doing? Get out of the zone.
Yo,
Cover 2. Get out of the zone. Bring that linebacker in. Get out of the zone. I'm like,
yo,
yeah,
real
he's
talk,
right.
bro. Real talk, man. I'm sitting here because I think I'm having the same type of mentality that Matt Eberflus and everybody is having. Is like, I don't know how explosive he's gonna be, so let me just play zone just to make sure.
Now, I'll say this when I'm on Madden, I'll go zone in the red zone. I'll go Tampa 2 in the red zone, but
Mhm.
I am blitzing a linebacker. I am
Yeah.
blitzing a linebacker on my own accord. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you're supposed to be covering this area. No, we're going in there and getting this ball. Like, because of
Yeah.
course they could run the ball, so you at least want 5. But that's the only time I run zone. Other than that, you getting manned up all day. If I get
Yeah, I
if
need
I
to
get
switch it
cooked,
up.
I get cooked. But you getting manned up all day.
Bro,
Like,
I can't remember what game it was. It might have been against the Commanders, but I played I played man one and Diggs got burnt. I mean, like 7 yards. I'm like, man, what's going on? So then I switched back to zone.
can I ask you something, Joe? Can I ask you something, Joe?
Joe. Let me
Yeah,
bring
this is
Kelly
a
real
head
quick.
scratcher.
Ma-
All right. To be clear, Dak always has great regular season.
Mhm.
It's when he gets into the playoffs he turns into an average QB. Is that because his play? Is that because his team turns into an average team, or is it just him? I mean, I remember a time where you got a button hook and the button is there but not the hook, and it gets intercepted. I mean, I remember there was times where now this is on Dak. I remember there's times where you want to take the shot down the field, but it would be more advantageous for you to take Ezekiel Elliott on a flat. I'm just saying, like, so he has his moments, yes, but to sit here and suggest that it's just him being average, that's
And
kind of a stretch. It's sort of like saying, oh, well, under Dan Quinn, our defense, we led the league in turnovers, but when it came to the playoffs, we didn't get any.
right. And I mean, I'll take it a step further. Um, in the regular season, passing rules. In the regular season, your pass game can get you far. In the playoffs, they're going to take your strength away from you and have you beat them the opposite way. And when you don't have a comparable run game, you're not going to make it. And people will say, well, we had a run game with Ezekiel Elliott. Like what was it? The second year against was it the
Excellent.
second year against the San Francisco 49ers? Like Zeke was on a decline. And one of those games, Tony Pollard ended up getting hurt. If Tony Pollard didn't get hurt, that I think that would have been a different outcome for that playoff game. But when you get into the playoffs, it's not just your quarterback has to take it up a notch or turn it up a notch. It's everybody on the team having to take it up a notch. And when the outcome comes with a win, it makes your quarterback look good.
Who was it
Just,
that picked? Who did the Raiders pick in 2016?
I
Who
don't
was it?
remember.
Who
For a
was it?
quarterback?
Yeah,
Let me
Raiders
see.
2016. I think it was Carr, wasn't it? I think it was Carr. Because
No,
right now A is running it down, running the 2016 draft down.
because Carr was part of.
I think it
Was
was the 2016
Connor
draft.
Cook, fourth round draft pick, Connor Cook in 2016.
Connor Cook
Yep, that was
by the
the Raiders.
Raiders, right? Round
Yep.
round 4. Okay,
Uh, yes, round 4.
okay. And then Dak Prescott.
look. This I want.
So let's
Let's,
count. Let's count how many of these dudes are actually still in the league.
people
Only
really
couple.
think this is the thing that's blowing my mind. People really think that Prescott was graded as a fourth round quarterback. He wasn't. He was graded as a first round quarterback. He took a no name Mississippi State team and dragged their behinds to the playoffs into almost to a championship. He
Mhm.
was not graded as a fourth rounder. He became a fourth rounder because of a DUI.
Exactly.
You lucked up. You
Hmm.
got a first rounder at a fourth round
Yep.
because nobody usually in the NFL touches a black quarterback, even if half black, when he has a certain record on his thing.
True. True.
Let's just be real. So you're asking your pretty much your first graded quarterback to to drag a team whose defense has been lackluster for years, and drag them all the way, not from a college level thing. No, no. A grown man, 2%
We're 13-3.
and but you're asking him to drag that type of team all the way through with no help. Good
Their
luck, Dak.
defense did
Just
what?
get there. That's
What's your defense
crazy.
do?
It's crazy. That's I was just saying. That's crazy. You're asking your quarterback to just continuously drag your team to a playoff game after a playoff game after a playoff game after this after that. When you gave him nothing to work with, you're just now thinking about doing it. The whole time this man was cheap, you did nothing.
That's my
like,
thing.
What turnovers? What
like
turnovers?
we can go through this all day, every day. Like, oh, they got them. They did get them turnovers in the playoffs. Yeah, they sure did. They got them what one turnover, maybe two, maybe at best. I
Well, you have to
think
do.
I'm not gonna go through my phone and get these stats up. I'm just not doing that. But you're again.
You might not, but I will. Don't you worry.
But
All right,
you're
so the
asking
No,
Dallas
again. Your
Cowboys have had
quarterback works
26
best with.
turnovers in the playoffs since 2016. This
I think
includes
it was like
16
five.
interceptions and 10 fumbles across 7 playoff games during this period.
all right. Now, what
Oh
were those?
shoot, that was JB.
When were those turnovers actually made? Because I do remember some turnovers. I do. I remember
do.
Javon Curse. I do remember Javon Curse picking off Tom Brady. Continue.
All right, so it says right here 2016, 3 turnovers, 2 interceptions, 1 fumble in the divisional playoff loss to the Packers. 2018, 2 turnovers, 1 interception, 1 fumble in the divisional playoff loss to the Rams.
That the
2021,
defense gave up 277 plus rushing yards. Continue.
Yep.
2021,
Context matters. Go ahead.
1 turnover, 1 interception in the wild card loss to the 49ers. 2022, 2 interceptions, 3 fumbles in the divisional playoff loss to the 49ers. And 2023,
We actually played
see,
good in those games.
No run game.
6. It says 6 interceptions. 9 that. See that they must be talking about the entire season.
That's an
Yeah, because
entirety.
if you're talking about the entire season, then that doesn't
Yeah,
track.
let me
That's an
dig
entirety of the playoff.
a little deeper.
Yeah, because that doesn't sound right.
You ain't gonna catch me with that stat. No.
Talk about the defense.
Please.
No problem.
Talk
problem.
about the defense, please.
No problem.
Tell me how
The
great this
defense is
defense has
crack
been.
this
I
year.
want to know.
Defense?
I would
What
love to
defense?
know.
You want me
I
to
know
talk
we
about
give
the
it up.
defense?
We
I'm
give
talking
up
about
more stuff than
defense
a
that I'm about to put up
offense
in my
hooker.
backyard.
All right.
Defense. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the only defense I know. Because right now we ain't got no defense.
Shoot.
I
You can pay our defense $5 and they'll give it up to you.
I think that the defense, one of the issues that our defense has is that Cowboys Nation, Brian Schottenheimer, they want the defense to be aggressive. I don't see aggression from our defensive coordinator. I don't even see our defensive coordinator on the sideline
Look,
during the games.
I
If
do.
you play-
He be out
if you
there.
play
He be out
cover
there,
three,
but
you're not
bro,
being aggressive.
Bro, he looks like a used car salesman, bro. Want me to tell
Stop.
you, he does, man. This is what he looks like.
You forgot the glass. You gotta get the glasses.
I don't own that. You know what I'm saying? Like that, I don't own. This is what I need to see from my defensive coordinator. Let's go. What are you doing? You know what? You. Come on. Sit your ass down.
He does get paid the most, JB. You are absolutely
Like,
correct.
Come on. He gets paid the most. But what does the Eagles defense won a Super Bowl last
Your
year.
QB did not. Oh, bro. Well, hold on. You see that? Go ahead and take that one. Your QB did not help.
Did not help where? Did not help where?
The QB didn't help things in the playoff situation with the 49ers because he threw interceptions. The QB did not help in that situation.
Okay, fine.
In one
2 games out of 7.
In both the 49ers games. In the Green Bay game, and I hate that we're talking about revisionist history, but in the Green Bay Packers game, the quarterback did not help in the beginning of the game. No, and it took way too long for us to get us going. But at the same time, when your quarterback's trying to figure it out, your defense has to be able to be there to help him.
I
Yeah,
mean,
if we're gonna use it,
I remember a game where Patrick Mahomes couldn't figure it out, but then the defense got stop after stop after stop after stop and until they figured it out. Like everything is not just on your quarterback. Everything is not just on him. If bro, we
we're
had
talking about going more man to man. It's not
that's what we
guaranteed.
did.
It's not a guarantee. I don't call that a guarantee. Just because Jerry Jones said it doesn't mean it's a
So what?
guarantee.
Who cares about money? Who cares about money? What do you care about? Winning the Super Bowl or money? Because I'm not worried about Dak's money. I am not
I'm
worried
not.
about Dak's money. New York wasn't worried about Daniel Jones' money when they refused to pay Saquon. Like, come
Or Eli
on.
Manning. Let me
Like,
stop. Let me stop.
But the difference between the New York Giants and everything is that Daniel Jones wasn't their best player, and they chose to pay him.
listen,
Like out of the two, like Saquon Barkley was your best bet to pay. And
I
Yes, he
don't care
was.
about a cap hit. I don't care about.
I don't.
You have 4 number 1 draft picks, and that was a milk dud if I ain't never seen one. Like,
They have
boy,
40 plus
you
million
shaved
right
that joint
now.
clean,
You're
bro.
more. They,
I saw the lights. Like,
I
you
just
shaved
don't
that
get
joint
everybody's
clean, angry.
everybody's talking about cap. We got 40 plus, like 30 plus million just sitting there with draft picks. If you don't use that
You
30
shaved that joint
million,
clean as
you
hell.
get a penalty. You do realize that, y'all, right? If you
if you
don't
don't,
use that money, that is a penalty.
Now, like I was saying, I don't care about
Sports
the money.
But I digress.
Junkie,
I
what's
don't
going on
care
with you?
about the money. I don't.
I don't.
Because if you really cared about the money, you wouldn't have got George Pickens in here. If you really cared about the money, because guess what, you're going to have to pay him between 28 and 32. That's what you're going to have to pay him. If
Easily.
you want to retain this young man for 3 to 4 years, you're going to have to pay him 28 to 32 million dollars a
33.
year. And
Actually, yeah, with
are you
33.
going to start bitching and complaining? Like, here's the beauty of it.
You gotta pay him T. Higgin
All
money.
Like, everybody's talking about money. Here's the beauty of it. There is nobody else on this team besides one George Pickens who is up for a contract this year. You got
Who's
Bland,
even worth it?
you
That's what I'm
got
saying.
Smith done, you got Ferguson done, you got CD and Dak done last year. And guess what? Javonte Williams ain't on a 1-year deal. He's on a 2.
He's on 2 year.
Dante
No.
Fowler, he's not on a 1-year deal. He's on a 2.
Like,
Kenny Clark, we retained his contract.
Contract.
The only thing
That's
he's
3
going to be
years.
owed is over $20 million next year. Not this year. We got him at the minimum.
I thought it was for the next 2 years. It's only for another year.
This year, the Packers paid. The Packers are paying most of that. We
Yeah,
only
Yeah,
got him.
yeah.
I'm gonna check
Check
this
this
out.
number out. Check this number out. We only got
We
him.
only pay him 2.
We only got him over at $3 million. We only
Yeah.
got him for like $3 million this year. That's all he's on the books for. Like 3-something million. Bro.
No, I thought
If I'm
his
wrong, let me
contract was
know.
3 years. I thought his contract was a 3 year.
I'm fine with that. Either way, you still save the money by getting
Yeah.
him in here now. You know what I'm saying?
Bro is-
So that's a
bro
game.
is not-
Absolutely.
Bro is not a
Those are
free agent
serious.
until 2028.
And he
That's
got
all
the
right.
money.
He got
Real
2 more
money
years
coming
with
up
this.
until next year. And by that time, here's the beauty of it. By that time, you've already moved off of Tobert, so that's money that's gone. You know what I'm saying? Dak,
You hopefully drafted another
all the
defensive
vitriol
tackle.
Dak is getting for a cap hit. His cap hit really ain't that high next year. It's really not.
Really not.
You know what I'm saying? His cap hit's like probably 45 million. The money that we would have had to pay Michael Parsons.
That's what I'm saying, man. And everybody knows, like I said in my little diatribe, that we got to kick the can down the road. Absolutely. In
I'll
order
kick
to,
that thing to the next corner.
for real, in order to finagle the salary cap, you have to plan for the future. You have to move monies around. You have to restructure deals. And I don't see them not doing that. So we're going to have that money for George Pickens. It's just the fact of, do they want to get it done? Do they want to get it over with? Or do they just want to continue to drag it out?
Well,
Franchise
that's the two-way.
eyeballs on us.
This is the only grace I'll give the Cowboys front office this year with George Pickens. It is a two-way street. George made it clear he didn't really want to talk about contracts this year, so it is a two-way street. I'll give that to the front office this time.
Right.
This time.
One
Because I
time.
remember there was a certain somebody who wore number 11 who came to y'all last year. And y'all didn't want to do nothing. Granted, you had to pay Dak, and
That's
CD.
not an excuse because you could have done all three.
Could he? Could they? Because
Yes.
because we were in cap. We were in cap purgatory. We were because we were still paying. We were still paying top market
Because
for Lawrence Long.
okay, we couldn't have
DeMarcus
paid
Lawrence.
him, but if you want to say you couldn't have paid him, fine. But you could have already had the contract in work and already done and talked to the agent and had it done, ain't ready to sign. You didn't
I
do
feel you.
nothing,
Yeah,
I
so
but
feel
let's
that's
you.
pay
still
Mike
on ground.
first.
I
Let's
don't
pay
give him
Mike
no.
first.
I give him no slack for that trade.
No. Hold on. I didn't give them any pass on that.
Oh, I'm
I'm
not.
giving them
I'm not
any
saying you
pass on
did.
that.
I'm saying
No,
for
I'm giving
everybody
you a
else.
pass on
No,
this George Pickens thing right now because George Pickens made it clear. I don't want to talk contracts right now. I just want to go out there and play. And I'm not mad at that. I am not mad at that. You already
I would
got
do the
CD
same
who's
thing.
making over 34 million. You got Dak making, as they say, 60 million when it's really not 60 million. It's like 55. But we're
Speak
not
to
going
him.
to go there. We're not going to go there.
Speak to
You know
him,
what I'm saying?
Coyote.
Yo, Coyote, appreciate you for the $2 super chat. Thank you, bro, for rocking with the channel and everything that we do over here. Says Dak only quarterback ever to get 11 touchdowns and 0 turnovers in 3 games.
Talk
Like
to him.
Dak is really putting up MVP numbers, but the thing is with putting up MVP numbers is that you get the MVP expectation from the fans, and what the MVP is to some fans is the S on your chest, the cape on your back, and no matter
Mhm.
what your team looks like, that
You
MVP
supposed to
is
go
supposed
win.
to pull them out of the mud and get W's.
But what they
Like,
And
don't
that's so
realize
sad.
is it's just like 2023 when everybody was like, yeah, CD has emerged. CD is who got him the ball? Who got him the ball?
and people say,
Now
well,
let's
anybody could
put
have got him the ball.
no, they couldn't have. Cut it out. Now I will say this. There's a difference between players, right? If you look at George Pickens in Pittsburgh last year or years prior, George Pickens still looked monstrous. He was still a beast. Let's not make no bones about this. He looks a lot better here because you got a quarterback who can actually throw you the ball. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? So there are players who are quarterback proof, CD being one of them. He can have Cooper Rush throwing on the ball and he still get over 1,000. You know what I'm saying? George Pickens has touched 1,000 twice in his career. And that's
With,
with shitty quarterback play.
with Kenny Pickett throwing them the
With
ball.
Kenny Pickett
That
and Mason Rudolph.
Mason
You know what I'm saying?
Rudolph,
So
yeah.
certain players are quarterback proof. Then you have your Cedric Wilsons. They're not quarterback proof. They're
Right.
not. You know what I'm saying? Then you have certain quarterbacks who are player proof.
Dak.
There's a reason why Jalen Tolbert. There's a reason why Jalen Tolbert looks so good when Dak needs him to look good, because Dak understands who he is. There's a
Right.
reason why Cedric Wilson was a mainstay in Dallas for the past 6-7 years before he left. It's because Dak Prescott made that guy who he was. Anybody remember Bryce Butler?
Oh, yeah.
I
Man,
do.
don't bring up that guy.
Got to,
Don't
because
bring up
even
that guy,
as bad
man.
as he was, even Dak made him look good.
Everybody thought he was the second coming of Jesus, bro. That was
Yeah.
crazy.
Yo, Coyote, again, thank you for that $2 super chat. I truly appreciate you. Sports Junkie comes up in
What's
here,
the
kicking the
deal?
dough down, waving the fofo, talking about F them picks, sign George Pickens, and get something and get somebody. I'm like
Dak
All
gave
right.
this. I'm bringing that philosophy that Stephen Jones brought to the table. I believe it was either early this year or last year, and he said you got to be selectively aggressive. And that rings so true right now because it could be F them picks and then we run out and we get a dud. You know what I'm
See,
saying? It could be that. So
Dennis Houston.
you really have to be in tune to what the trade market is, who's available, what their injury history looks like, how they're looking on the field now, and then if y'all find somebody that fits the mold that Matt Eberflus wants to fit, or even a running back that fits the offense, go get them. But
I,
I'm not gonna prostitute my picks because I have them.
Exactly.
I
Hey
agree with
JB,
you.
Jerry offered Micah 2 contracts. So is it because Jerry didn't want to sign him, or is it because Micah didn't want to sign him?
Micah didn't. At the end of the day, Micah and David Mulugeta didn't want it.
When Micah puts out a statement saying I no longer want to be a Cowboy, that tells me I don't care what money you put on the board, I don't want it.
I don't want to
Facts.
be a Cowboy.
I don't want to be a Cowboy. That's exactly
Right.
what it means.
You put that out in the ether. That's exactly what it
Exactly
means.
what it means. I don't care if it's a now. As a businessman, yes, you are supposed to determine if it's a tactic or not. But me, as a fan, I don't care. You put it out there in the ether. It's out there in the ether.
And what did
Moment he
That's
did
Brian?
what we're
that,
trying to
I
find
can't.
out.
Moment Micah said I wanted to trade. I no longer could back up Micah because now you want to trade for my fat football team. All
Right.
right, so be it. Hurry, go ahead and get him out of here. Now, am I mad about the Micah trade? Look, we ain't gotta go through this. Yes,
What did
yes, I'm
Brian
absolutely
Schottenheimer
furious
say?
still.
What did
Hmm?
Brian Schottenheimer say in his first press conference becoming the Dallas Cowboys head coach?
I
I don't want nobody here who don't want to be here.
I want players that want to be here. Micah Parsons put out that letter saying that he didn't
It's
want to be
over.
here. It's like, okay, you don't want to be here. Ship him out.
It's a wrap.
I
Like
don't
that's why
like
I'm
that.
like
I don't like to
I
go
can't
to
hold him
bat
for
for the
it.
front office. I hate going to bat for the front office. I am a player, so
Yeah, I
I've
hate
always
that.
been a
Mm-hmm.
player's guy. I do not like going to bat for the front office. But when your
Hate it.
player comes out and to add insult to injury by acting the way that he was acting, now some may look at it like, oh man, Mike is just being Micah, but others may look at it, the dudes that you want to pay you, and they're looking at it like, you're not engaged at all. You started off being engaged, but the longer these talks went, you become
Yeah.
disinterested. And
Mhm.
now,
Now,
as a
now I
front
got
office,
put.
you're
Now
making
I
you
got put on the cape for
disinterested.
the. Now I got put on the cape for the Joneses as well, because
Uh,
even in our own jobs, we are told to act for the position that you what want.
Okay.
Coyote,
Like,
right, man. Coyote
Eh,
been slam dunking this joint today. He been
I'll,
slam
I'll
dunking the
get
chat.
to him. I'll get to him real quick. A said we will sign Pickens if we let him walk at the end of the year. We lost picks from Steelers, George
Mhm.
Stan. And that's absolutely right. That's pretty much like
mhm.
saying that your third round draft pick that you
Yeah,
drafted
nothing.
is now coming up looking for a contract. He is
Mhm.
continuing to prove himself as a dog. So that means, let's say if we even drafted somebody and he's in his contract year, we're not going to sign him because we might have to pay him top money. No, no.
All right,
Who the
JB.
hell does that happen?
JB, this is becoming exhausting with you. Stats and wins, right? So you take wins over stats. Okay, fine. So 3 straight years of 12-5. Dak's never had a losing record since he's been on the field. Now, has he been solely responsible for playoff losses? No. But has he been a big piece to a few of them? Yes.
Yes,
He is not without fault. Okay. There isn't
not
a
at all.
quarterback without fault. Mr. Patrick Mahomes, everyone's Michael Jordan of this joint, lost a Super Bowl, and he was at fault. I mean, like, let's be honest here. No one's saying that Dak is the greatest ever. But what I am saying is you give Dak everything he needs, which you just did by giving him George Pickens and at least a serviceable running game that's actually meant for him, not an Ezekiel Elliott who came in here with the hopes of playing with Tony Romo. You know what I'm saying? Let's get that straight. Yeah, they were drafted the same year, but Dak was never supposed to see the field.
Facts.
Dak was never supposed to see the field. So, in
Let's not
essence,
pull a Green Bay, y'all.
Ezekiel Elliott was for Tony Romo. Now that you have an offense that's built solely around your quarterback and the things that he can do, I'm going to tell you right now, I haven't seen a quarterback play in this league up until this point, besides maybe Drew Brees, Peyton Manning, a few others who are playing the way that Dak is playing, as cerebral as he is playing right now to date.
We're gonna put.
There isn't a
Hey,
quarterback that I've seen who can do what he is doing right now. Matt Stafford, even. You know what I'm saying? And Matt Stafford is first in the league. Go figure. You know what I'm saying? It's Matt Stafford, Dak Prescott. The last two goats of this drink. Like, come
Yeah.
on. Now,
we,
here's the difference between Matt Stafford and Dak Prescott. Matt Stafford has Puka Nacua, Devontae Adams, and Kyron Williams, and Blake Coral. Oh, wait a minute. He also has a really good defense. I mean, he also has a really good defense. So is it a gross negligence if they don't go to the Super Bowl? Are we going to look down on Matthew Stafford for not being able to get it done when they go? I mean, they lost to Philly last year.
I would say is we're gonna pull a Green Bay.
Like,
We're gonna pull a Green Bay, and y'all don't even and y'all think it's gonna be okay. We're gonna waste all this time of Dak being at a high stat and playing at a high level, and you're gonna be like, "Well, you're playing at such a high level, just do it,"
well,
like
no,
they
you
did
know,
to
I can't
Aaron
even say that.
Rodgers.
I can't even say that about Green Bay because Green Bay has had 3 quarterbacks in the past 30 years. They've had 3
Yeah, that's
quarterbacks in
true.
30 years.
That's
And
crazy.
2 of those 3 quarterbacks have won a Super Bowl.
That's true, and that's
So did
Yeah.
crazy.
they waste them? You know what I'm saying?
They,
So I can't give
yeah.
them that one. I'm not going to do that. You know what I'm
And
saying? Buffalo, maybe. You can say
Jeremy,
Buffalo.
real quick.
Okay.
I'm with Sports Junkie. Let's make a move now. We don't know what to come down the line. Be aggressive. Be aggressive. I
I'm gonna
mean,
tell you right now. Don't
I'm
call the Bengals. Don't call them. Do not call the Bengals. They are not in for trades. They're
uh,
not.
and my thing is this: the aggression. The aggression comes at the expectation of the person who's making the demand or the fan that's asking this to happen. So let's just say the Dallas Cowboys go out there and they make a few moves, but Max Crosby's name, Trey Hendrickson's name, they're not involved. At that point, oh, we didn't do anything. We didn't do anything because of the name. I'm not worried about the name. I'm
That
worried
kills me.
about the game. You know what I'm saying? I'm worried
That
about the
kills me.
scheme fit. And I'm not
Mm-hmm.
saying that Max Crosby or Trey Hendrickson wouldn't fit the Dallas Cowboys scheme because all we really need for him to do
Pass
is
rush.
set the edge and pass rush.
That's it.
You know, that's really it.
That's
But
it.
my thing is you have to be selectively aggressive in who you bring to this team. Are they a locker room cancer? There's things off the field that you got to worry about. I mean, it's not just make this move, make it now. Like they got to think about it. And I see
True.
these I see these first round draft picks. I mean, yes, you could make a move, but I believe like now into the mid of the season until the trade deadline, you're gonna be looked at as being desperate, which means you're gonna get fleeced. You're gonna get taxed,
Yep.
as opposed to using that first round draft pick and actually making a couple of moves closer to the draft because the others are so desperate. Like I
Mhm.
said, this isn't a year one thing. This is a 4-year plan, and people are thinking like it's gonna be a year one plan. No, they are building onto this team so that this team can have longevity. You know what I'm
There you go.
saying? The offensive line is sold up. Your tight ends pretty much sold up. You know, your wide receiver, what? Um, nah,
Not
because
you.
the
No, go ahead.
offensive
Go ahead.
line. Offensive line, you got rookies that are building. You got a guy on there that's already been paid. The only one that really hasn't been paid and might not get paid is Terrence Steele. You know, other than that,
He was
offensive
paid
line is
already.
good. The depth in the offensive line is good. Your wide receivers are good. You might let go of a couple, but if you extend George Pickens, then your wide receivers are good. Worry about
I have to. I have to. I'm sorry. I have to respond to something in the chat. It's a 3-part thing. It's a 3-part thing. It'll be really quick. All right. So who said it? Who said that? I know JB said something, but I'll get to him in my next part. Somebody asked a question. What is Cooper Rush doing? I'm glad you asked that question, sir. I'll tell you this: he ain't doing what he did in Dallas.
Mm.
He ain't winning 4 games straight like he did in Dallas. But according to some people, Cooper Rush was better than Dak. According to some people. Okay. So we can finally get out of this notion that a backup is better than your starter. And yes, Dak is elevating George Pickens. Here's how: he's getting him the ball in the most advantageous ways more frequently. If you look at his targets when he was with Pittsburgh, 6 targets here, 4 targets there, 3 targets there. Most of them are in double or triple coverage. How many times has he been double covered since he's been here? I don't think a lot because he's beaten his ones. He's beaten on his one-on-ones, and when he's bracketed, the plays that the improvision that he has, yeah, Dak's elevating him, and he's elevating Dak. It's a two-way street.
Yeah, it's a two-way street.
It's a two-way street. You know what I mean? It's not just Dak elevating this guy because this guy has to be what? Available. Mm-hmm. It's the same thing with Tolbert. You know what I'm saying? That chuck down the field in the Green Bay game. It was I gotta have it play. It's either you have it or it's out of bounds. Well, looks like Jalen Tolbert had it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, two things can be true. Your wide receiver can elevate your quarterback, but your quarterback can also elevate your wide receiver. Here's the thing. When Pickens was in Pittsburgh, the quarterback play needed the elevation. In Dallas, the quarterback doesn't need elevation because he is who he is. You know what I'm saying? This is not an aberration to see Dak have through 6 games the top 5 offense in the league in all metrics. In all metrics, he's been done this. He's been done this 8 out of 10 seasons. I'll say 7 out of 10 seasons. Fine. I'll go 7 out of 10 seasons. 2020, we're going to scratch that one. 7 out of 10 seasons, 70%. That's still a pretty damn good number. 70% of his career, this has been his offenses. Top 1 through 5.
Yeah.
This is nothing new. Dak can elevate receivers. And yes, receivers can elevate Dak. But 9 times out of 10, Dak's elevating that receiver. Dak's putting that receiver in the most advantageous spots. Dak is able to place the ball in only places where his receivers can catch it. The touchdown on Sauce Gardner. George Pickens had to come in at least 3 yards on the inside of Sauce in order to make that play. But Dak understood, I'm not just going to throw it to the back of the end zone. I want to push him over. I want to try to push him over towards the goalpost. And that's what he did. That's what you're supposed to do as a quarterback. You see leverage, you take leverage. Hopefully the wide receiver sees it too. It just so happens that we got some smart-ass wide receivers.
Go ahead and get this $2 super chat from Coyote. Appreciate you again, brother. I truly appreciate you again. Thank you for your support. Says defense giving up a record 116.9 passer rating to bad quarterbacks.
And they say it can get worse.
Yeah.
I was a Cowboys fan before Dak was born, but that doesn't change anything.
Yeah, right.
It doesn't change. Right. He's still a Cowboy. Like, I'm going to run.
No, this is weird.
George Pickens agent. Let me see something.
That's just a weird take to say. I'm sorry. That's just a weird take.
100%, Jeremy Betts. Micah Parsons definitely said last season after a game, listen, I don't have to be the highest paid dude. I don't have to be the $40 million dude.
Yeah.
As long as you pay me what's fair
and you give me help.
And you get pieces around me so I don't get doubled and triple teamed, because that would be nice. His words, not mine. That would be nice. Then I'm happy. Well, guess what the Cowboys did? Now, albeit it's a rookie and Donovan Ezeraku, but James Houston ain't no rookie, and James Houston's been balling out 3.5 sacks. You know what I'm saying? Like 7 tackles for loss. You know what I'm saying? You got Kenny Clark. Now, Kenny Clark came with the trade, so we'll take him out of it. You paid Osa. Him and Osa has worked well. Solomon Thomas has been showing up practically all season. Then you got Perrion Winfrey waiting in the wings, and we've seen how devastating he can be. He just needs his opportunity. You have pieces around you. It wasn't about having pieces around you. It was about you taking over the defense. And the fact that we brought in a defensive coordinator here who told you this ain't about you. It's about everybody else, including you. This is not all about you. We are not hot dogging anything. You go do this, your job.
See,
to the specifications we do it. That's what it was about.
Like, JB, you said make everything perfect for Dak. I get it. Why don't you want things perfect for your quarterback?
Oh my god.
That's what I'm wondering. As like a
Getting
Dallas Cowboys
Saquon.
Oh my
fan,
god.
why would you not want? I don't give a damn what he gets paid. He can get paid $100 million a year, but why do you not want it perfect for your quarterback? Why do you want your quarterback to scrape and claw for any type of success that he can help lead the team to? At this point, it kind of sounds as if you root against Dak Prescott to say that you're right. Like, see, I told you. Like,
Yep.
no, I'd rather be proven wrong. Like, even if I had my doubts about Dak Prescott, which I don't, but even if I did, I would want Dak to prove me wrong, and I would be happy when he proved me wrong, and I could give him credit when he proved me wrong. But
Mhm.
even when he goes out and he balls, like, there's people out there to say he can do more. The expectation of people that don't like Dak Prescott have the wildest expectation on the quarterback position, not even just Dak Prescott himself. Like,
It's 32
y'all
teams.
get misconstrued as to what the quarterback, like how much a quarterback can lift another player. They can only lift them so much to where scheme, coaching, and the player's own talent come into a factor.
Why does Jalen Hurts have 2 number ones then?
Why does Jalen?
Answer me
Okay,
that.
I'm glad you said that. Here's my question.
Silly.
They went to the Super Bowl in 2022 and they had Miles Sanders as their running back, right? So that means in 2024 was getting then they had DeAndre Swift in 2023. So was by your metric, does getting Saquon Barkley mean that was overkill?
I just want to know.
Does getting
I think that's
Saquon
a great
Barkley mean
question.
that was overkill? Because we don't have the defense that they have. We don't. And we're still a shell of what their defense is right now. Okay. That's number one. Let's get that straight. Now,
See,
was
Coyote?
was getting Saquon Barkley
Dak
overkill?
getting his Dak getting his receivers killed. Where have you seen a hospital ball thrown, bro?
Dak threw a couple hospital balls in that first game. I ain't gonna front. I ain't gonna
Okay,
He did.
front. I
He
actually
did.
got mad at
every
him.
quarterback throws a hospital ball or two.
He did.
Every
He found
quarterback throws a hospital ball or two because daggone it, we got to get down this field. Are you serious right now?
We literally just said Dak is not perfect. We literally just said
We
Dak is not
serious
perfect.
right now?
We literally just said that. Dak is not without fault. Are there some throws that he would like back? Yes. I'm sure he wouldn't want Kavontae Turpin getting murdered in the Chicago game. Of course he wouldn't want that. You know what I'm saying? But you know the risk when you put on the helmet. You know the risk when you put on the pads.
See,
We
and
all
I
signed that paperwork when we put that shit on, yo.
and I tell you this, like people expect Dak Prescott to say more in press conferences. They
It
expect Dak
was
Prescott to advocate for all of the players. I mean, even though he did go out and he said that he was going to talk to Jerry Jones about the importance of keeping George Pickens. He did say that. But they also expect Dak Prescott to elevate everybody on the team. They expect him to hear a call from Brian Schottenheimer in the helmet and say, "Nah, we ain't running that. We're running what I want to run." I don't know. I don't
Panthers game.
understand that logic
That's
because they pay an offensive coordinator for a reason.
Panthers game.
This is all the
that's
stuff that people expect from our QB1, and you got other less fortunate type of organizations. Like, y'all remember when John from One Carolina came on here and said we would love to have Dak Prescott. Like, we would
Bro,
love to
they
make it
would
to the
be a
playoffs
problem.
7 times.
With Tedderall McMillan, they would be a problem, bro. They would
of
be a
course everything.
problem.
Hold on, because Max 101. I saw that what you were saying. The last offensive possession was pathetic. I
It
agree,
was.
but
It
it's
was.
not. But you can't blame your quarterback on that every single time because Dak Prescott has already been checking out play after play after play after play after play. If you don't, if you notice the signs and signals that he's doing, he's literally calling out every single play and trying to make it work. You can't expect your quarterback to just do that every single time and not get crazy looks from his head coach or his offensive coordinator. Like, why are you calling out of every single call I'm doing? What are you doing? It's your job to run my plays. Come
Yeah,
on, man.
The
Y'all
absolutely.
have y'all played football before?
the slant touchdown to George Pickens.
Hmm.
He checked out of that play 5 times. It was
Yep.
22 seconds on the play clock, and Dak literally hard count. Okay, we're gonna check out of that. Hard count. I don't like this. We're checking out of that. Hard count again. We're checking out of that too. Let's run this play. Touchdown. Touchdown. Okay. Now, I'm not saying that Dak can't take the reins. He can. There is a reason why it's easy. There's a reason why Dak had a top 5 offense, because the play callers trust in him. Again, one of the most cerebral quarterbacks in the league. They trust in him to go to the right play. They trust in him to go to the right play, make the right decision to help us succeed. Now, are there situations where, and again, let me make this clear. Everybody who's sitting here saying, "Oh well, Dak could have did this better in that game, and Dak could have did that better on that play," and are you the one suiting up, watching what that defense is doing? Do you understand what a cover 2 scheme is? Do you understand what a fire zone is? Do you understand a cover 0? Do you? Because if you do, and you've been out there doing it, then you can talk. But if you haven't been a quarterback, if you haven't had
It's hard, bro.
300-pounders coming at your face, and your offensive line, 4 of them are gone, and you're still able to be successful in the plays that you call, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it, man. I don't.
Dak should have
yes,
altered to another play.
that last possession in the Panthers game, if we'd have just if Shotty would have gotten out of his own way and said, George Pickens has 9 catches for 168 yards. Let's light him up some more. You know what I'm saying? Oh, wait a minute. Even though I know that they're going to be bracketing George, I still got Ryan Flanoy. You don't necessarily have to take the check down. But again, we're not the ones watching what that defense is doing. They're playing the zone too. They're bottling stuff up too. So you have to what? It's either you're going to put the ball in harm's way, or you're going to take the safe play and take the check down. Now, if you threw the ball deep and it got intercepted, then y'all be talking another thing. Oh, well, that can't get it done even against the Carolina.
And we have to explain to you that he had to press down the field because y'all going to cry.
Well, guess what? That's the risk you run. That is the risk you run. It's either you go balls out and maybe get an interception, or maybe get sacked, fumbled, or something like that, or you take the safe play and take the check down and hope that your playmakers can make their plays. Go ahead, big guy.
Let me see it.
We need to remember, most people might not understand the little things that go into sports.
Yeah. But another thing they were talking about. We need.
He right.
I'm a fan and played the game. It's the hardest game in the world. It is, but you're asking Dak Prescott at playing the hardest game in the world, and he's already playing at pretty much the highest level you could almost play at. The only other person who could play higher than him is retired. So you're asking him to basically check out at every single play because now Dak Prescott knows more than the offensive coordinator who's been in the game for 25 plus years, and you're asking him to do it constantly now.
How many quarterbacks can you put that on their arm?
Exactly. And you're really asking these guys to do something that's almost inhuman, and you're expecting it to be to play like Madden. That's crazy.
I mean, it's
this
the same.
Is real life.
It's the same as thinking that a coach in his first year is going to make a deep playoff run. That's the expectations that some in the fan base have.
No, the expectation. Unfortunately, Shotty's expectation, the expectation of Shotty, unfortunately, and he has to live with it, is you have to make the playoffs. I'm sorry. I know y'all know y'all faces as real football people. We really should give out that face of that's crazy. We should, but the expectation is a playoff. You have to make the playoff. And I hate that, but that is the true expectation. I'm sorry.
Me personally, year one with him, I'm not going to say, I had, even if Angry will tell you, I had no thoughts, hopes, or prayers of going to the playoffs this season. None. I didn't know what the offense was going to look like, and I damn sure didn't know what the defense was going to look like. So I had no hopes of going to the playoffs this year. I really didn't. All I wanted was to be better than we were last year, and even if that's by one game.
That's my expectation for this first year coaching staff, coaching
I
together.
agree.
My expectation was be better than we were last year. That way, in
Exactly.
year 2, we can add to it. Year 3, we can add to it. Year 4,
But
we're there.
I guess
but unfortunately,
Javonte Williams only running for 31 yards makes him a bad halfback, huh? I mean, since we're going to sit here and light Dak up, you know what I'm saying? I guess
Baker Mayfield's doing
Javonte
pretty damn
Williams running
good
for
right now.
31 yards on 19 carries makes him a bad halfback. Makes it. Why did we even pick him up? Why didn't we keep Rico? I bet that's what you're saying. That's what you're thinking.
I'm screaming right now. Y'all literally said Baker's doing the same thing right now. Look, I live in Tampa, and I'll tell you right now, when Baker Mayfield came to Tampa, all my homeboys, all of us were saying Baker Mayfield is still a great quarterback. We all knew that. We all knew Baker Mayfield is a good quarterback. But Baker's not doing the same thing as Dak. Y'all need to get that out of your head. His offensive line is still there. His defense is a stouted Tampa defense. If you ever now we all watch football, the main thing of Tampa is we hold our ends on defense. Period. Point blank. Our offense might suck in Tampa, but you ain't gonna say nothing about the defense. So therefore, no, Baker's not doing the same thing as Dak Prescott. I need y'all to get that out y'all heads now.
Right. Dak Prescott knowing going into the game, they can say anything that they want to, saying that we don't look at that, but you damn right that they look at it like, yep, we're gonna have to go in here, we're gonna have to win this football game. The offensive side of the ball is gonna have to win the football game until the defense figures it out.
That's not
Crazy
And
for y'all to
you
say
can't
that.
say the same thing for Tampa Bay.
Crazy.
You can't say the
and
same thing for San Francisco. You can't say the same thing about Seattle because why?
Bengals.
They have oh dear
Even
God,
the
those
Bengals got a
and
defense, man.
and
no they
The
don't.
JB, you
Hold
Bengals
on,
said
got a
no
defense.
you
they no
said
they don't.
you
We're gonna
said
kill
what
that one
about
right
when
there.
we had first and goal with 8 minutes left? JB, I think you be secretly hoping that the Cowboys lose. I do, bro. Like how you
He
be
do that so
talking about
he's
them,
hoping that so his views can go out saying that Prescott sucks.
right? Like
Like,
I really think that you just sit back and hope that the Cowboys lose, so that when they do, you can be like, I'm right, I'm right. If the Cowboys don't make it to the Super Bowl, people automatically accumulate that to a bad season,
He get
and
paid too much.
it's not. It is not a bad season if you do not make it to a Super Bowl. I hate to throw this light on people, but all quarterbacks don't win Super Bowl championships, but
most of
that
them
doesn't
don't.
mean that that quarterback sucked at his job or in his position. Like that's not the end all be all. That's the ultimate prize that everybody, that 32 teams in the NFL shoot for each year, that only one team gets each year. But that doesn't mean that the other ones that fell short suck. I'm sorry, I just can't
I
get behind
worked
that.
in I worked in kitchens for the majority of my adult life, right? And I've never been one to be elevated to a higher spot like I wanted. Okay, I've always
Okay.
been considered an underling. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And I see guys get elevated in the spots where I feel as though I should have been, right? So they're getting the recognition, they're getting the monies or whatever, and they're being able to elevate in their careers, right? And with that, they get a higher pay. Okay. Now, according to you, Mr. JB, with much given, as much is required, right? Well, why is it that most managers, in fact, all managers who make salary base, are sitting on their asses playing on a computer while the dude's making $15 an hour, busting their ass sweating in the kitchen?
Facts.
My guy is not sitting on his ass sweating. He's not. He's sweating out there playing.
Mhm.
He's sitting out there playing.
Also, so whoever said that Baker Mayfield was running without his top three receivers, I'm gonna tell you this right now. That just literally happened like maybe I think a week or so ago, not even. And Mike Evans is getting ready to come back. Ibuka's already back. Get out of here with that. Try that
Re-
again.
The
I mean, Chris
real
Godwin's
Just
been
try that
Chris
again.
Godwin's been iffy since last year. He went out with a torn ACL, so I can understand where they're coming with the correlation. I understand the correlation. I do. You know
I
what I'm
guess.
saying? But to say that Baker Mayfield is playing better than what Dak Prescott is. You can call me a homer if you want, but it goes
Whatever.
back to doing more with less. We went from last year we had one number one. This year for 3 games we had two number ones, and then out of that abruptly halted. We're back to one number one. Here's the difference: the emergence of Orion Flanoy, the running game, the
Yeah.
offensive line coaches, and the way that they've coached this offensive line. Now, the reason why I bring up the offensive line is because we were down 4 for 2 games, maybe even three. Maybe even three. I'm not sure. We've been down 4 for 2 games. We've been down at least one all year long, even after the Eagles game. That's when BB went down in the Giants game. But
Yeah.
we've been shorthanded. We've been playing with backups on the offensive line for the better part of 5 weeks. All right. And still, we have the number one offense in most metrics, top 5 in most metrics. You
Again,
don't do
like
that. You don't get that if your quarterback isn't playing lights out.
And
facts. And
I
again,
think the
T
Tampa Bay
Jack.
Buccaneers offense, top 5 right now.
Yeah, and again, T Jack, like I just said, yeah, Mike Evans got hurt, I think, week 1 or week 2.
Yeah.
But Ibuka has been good until just like last week. And
Oh,
Godwin has been just fine until just like
that kid Abuka's
last
a
week or
problem.
so. And then on top of that, they still have another receiver who's pretty much a number one.
Yeah.
Like they're
Jalen
getting ready to change the guard over
Jalen
here in
McMillan is his
Tampa.
name.
Yeah, huh?
Jalen McMillan is his name.
I
That
think
dude.
so, if I remember right off
He's
the
a
top of my
problem.
head, bro.
He's
But
a problem.
we're getting ready to change. They're getting ready to change guard here in Tampa. That's why we have two high flight. That's why they have two high flight receivers getting ready to come up, and they're just learning under Godwin and Evans right now. So you
Mhm.
can like that whole argument that you're trying to throw out is still bottles.
The real, here we go with the pocket watching. If my son makes the pros, we have to hear he makes. And that's my thing. Like, I feel like, with the emergence of the internet and everything, that fans just have way too much information when it comes to,
Uh,
what these players are making and things like that. It throws a monkey wrench into it now. Like, oh well, this player's making this, so he has to do everything on the team. That's not the case. To whom and to much is given, much is required, but not everything. And that's what some people expect out of your QB1 because he makes this type of money. They expect him to do everything: run the ball, pass the ball, shit, block for himself. All these things, like, yo, there are people put in this and put in positions on this team for a reason. There's offensive coordinators here to scheme and make the plays. It shouldn't be up to your quarterback to go to the line every single time and check out of plays. If that's the case, then your offensive coordinator didn't come prepared. They get paid for a reason as well. Like, I look at it like this. I want my quarterback to be decked out with some stuff. I want my quarterback to be decked out with receivers. I want him to be protected in the line. I don't give a damn if it's
I would
Dak
have that
Prescott
down.
or Gordon Ramsay. I don't give a damn. I want him protected in the pocket with weapons, and I want his job to be as easy as possible. Because if his job is easy as possible, that means our offense is moving at an efficient pace. Real
But
talk.
Exactly.
I
yeah.
don't want him to have to
Exactly.
Well,
struggle.
also, JB, I do remember you trying to say that this man did fake his injury. Like you act like we forgave you for that job, but we just like looking at you just crazy right now. That's all. Like that was a crazy
I
take you just
respect, don't
had.
get me wrong. I respect JB. I do. I respect him. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? He's not a
I
bad dude.
can't when you say
He's
this
not a
man
bad
faked
dude.
the
I
injury.
respect him. But come on, bro. Like, it's, it is exactly what Angry is saying. You, sir, do not like Dak Prescott, not just because he hasn't done anything in 10 years. No, no. I mean, there's only 32. Yeah, Jared Goff's been to a Super Bowl, repeat, been to a Super Bowl, not win one, but they had to go and get some old dude from Detroit to come in and take his spot and instantly win a Super
And
Uh-oh.
if also if Cooper Rush is so great, tell me why he can't do anything in Baltimore. I'm just wondering.
Man, it is what it is, but Dak can elevate his receivers. Like I said, you can elevate a player so much by the play that you do before their talent and the scheming comes into play. They have to be talent. They have to be talented. The scheme has to work for them. They have to run their routes correctly, things like that. Dak can make you look good. You can make Dak look good. But at the end of the day, you got to have talent for this. You can't expect Dak Prescott to just take some average Joe from Papa John's and bring him in and expect him to raise his level of play up to a wide receiver one. That's just not the case. Like, I believe everything that you're looking for, and as far as the quarterback, you're expecting way too much from our quarterback. And no matter who comes into this situation, you're not gonna like them because they're not gonna get to the designated point that you have placed on the quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys. So I just think at this point, it's a moot point. I get tired of the whole Dak Prescott ain't it
Yeah.
conversation because that's all the lives devolve to. Instead of
Hmm.
talking football, instead of talking the upcoming game, the Washington Commanders game, here we sit talking about if Dak Prescott is good enough to lead a team. This argument, this conversation is bullshit, and I would love to just move on from it and actually talk football talk, but I've had y'all
Hmm.
on here for 2 hours, and if we get into football talk now, Imma have y'all on here for 2 more hours. So, Imma ask you for your final thought, Kel, and then we gonna go ahead and get up out of here
Sure.
and let everybody enjoy their Friday.
Yes, sir. First and foremost, I was wrong. Chris Godwin has been out all year, but
Mm,
again, Chris Godwin is on a decline. So we're just gonna move on. Um, so my end all be all. We really need to sit down, guys, and we really need to take a very good hard look at one. How are we looking at this team?
right.
What are you truly expecting from this team this year? And don't speak from a part of where you're hoping because you hate a certain individual or anything like that. You need to look at it at objectively and everything else because you love the team. One, look at the record and look at what we're about to go against. Look at
Mhm.
what we're deficient in and look at what that team is efficient in. And what we just seen with our own eyes for 7 games. Do you truly think we're contenders? Do you
No,
truly think we're contenders?
no, not now. I
But
don't.
but if we do go out here and succeed, I don't want to hear nothing about oh well our quarterback is still sucking. Da, 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 da." If he's not showing that, you better just shut up, enjoy the ride, and just be like, hey, and give him his flowers for once because he's actually pulling your team through the mud, something that other players can't do. So let's just go with what we got and see what we can see and try to make a push. Honestly, F I want to say F the picks too, guys. I do. I
Hey,
really
say it.
do.
Hey, say
But
it.
I'm not gonna say after the number ones. I'm not. I'll give up everything else before I give up a one. I
Mm,
promise you. I'm giving up everything else before I give up a one. Because that's cream of the crop.
right, and that's
And
my
I'm
thing.
not giving it to my defensive coordinator who has shown me that every single team that he goes to, he fails.
Mm, damn.
He fails in every single team. Indianapolis, he failed. Oh no, he succeeded in Indianapolis for a short stint, then gets to Chicago and fails. The whole time, loses the whole entire locker room, the whole entire staff, the whole entire front office. And you want that man as your defensive coordinator? We can do better.
We can do better. We can do better. Yo, Kel, man, I appreciate you. I'm gonna go ahead and get off here, but I
Salute,
appreciate
guys.
you. Thank you for coming up and giving us your insight on the Cowboys, giving your raw and uncut, brother.
No, I appreciate you giving me this time, Angry. It's all because of you we can do this.
All right, man. I'll holler at you again.
Yes, sir.
All right,
Salute.
peace. Yeah, man. Wonderful, wonderful. Love having Cowboys fans come up here, spit they raw and uncut. Because Cowboys Nation, I know y'all tuned in to hear my raw and uncut, but you guys got your takes that you need to get out as well. You know what I'm saying? This channel is ran by you guys. So you guys definitely need to have a voice on here. I want you guys to get it out. Y'all can use my platform for it. But Cowboys Nation, at the end of the day, you have a quarterback that's playing MVP status. And I'm sorry, but I know the people that want to burn the picks this year, they're using the argument that Dak could get hurt next year. Well, Cowboys Nation, if we don't use those picks, we can't go into this because I'm a fond believer in speaking things into existence. So I'm not going to sit here and say our quarterback could get hurt. I mean, our quarterback could get hurt tomorrow. But my thing is this: I want them to be selectively aggressive. I want them to bring talent to this team while shaving off the people that don't need to be on this team. And we can all see it looking at film, Cowboys Nation. I want them to start taking stuff seriously, looking around the league, like my man Sports Junkie says, at least make the call, at least inquire. So I understand that. Hey, Max 101, I truly appreciate you too. I'm not the best, but I damn sure try. You know what I'm saying? I damn sure try. But Cowboys Nation, we're going to end it here. We're definitely going to go live again this weekend before the game so we can actually talk the Washington Commanders talk, because this conversation really degenerated to another Dak bashing, Dak defending session, and I don't want it to go that route. You know what I'm saying? We have a quarterback that's playing MVP style quarterback play. We have an offense that is playing top 3. We need our defense to get on the same page, Cowboys Nation. And that's real talk coming from your man, the Angry Cowboys fan, giving a shout out to everybody, giving a shout out to Coyote for the super chats. Truly thank you. Hey, and if you can't give anything monetarily, you can always share the content. You can actually, Sports Junkie put me up on this button, you can hype the video. The more you hype the videos, the more it gets out to even more Dallas Cowboys fans so they can come in here, give their raw and uncut, and we can have some adult conversations like we always do. But let me see real quick. Let me see if anybody live on YouTube, so you can possibly do an Angry Cowboys fan raid like Vosh Lombardi does, going raiding people. So right now we got Henny the More. We got Henny the More live in the liquor store right now. Wonderful Cowboys content creator, passionate Cowboys content creator, man. I love when Henny the More and Landlord from Alabama get together, man. They always making magic. So right now, Henny is live. Go hit up Henny's live. Tell him that the Angry Cowboys fan sent you. And with that being said, Cowboys Nation, I will see you guys later on. Like I said, this weekend we're going to go live again. But this has been your man, the Angry Cowboys fan, and I'm out. Y'all still here? Y'all still here? Y'all head over to Henny the Moore's live. Go head over. I'm gonna get me something to eat, and then I'm gonna head over there as well, because I gotta support my homie, gotta support my dude. Make sure you head over to Henny the Moore right now. We out. Love you guys.